Call to order this public meeting of the Board of Johnson County Commissioners on this Monday, April 13th, 2026 at 10 o'clock a.m. Please pray with us if you care to, and then we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Would you bow with me for a moment of prayer, please? Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you as always for your eternal gift. Dear Lord, as we just recognized the Easter holiday last Sunday, we want to mention today that we recognize the sacrifice that your Son Jesus made for us and the eternal gift of salvation that he provided through that sacrifice. And dear Lord, we're recognizing today in this country a resurgence in the belief in you and your Son. And we just appreciate all of those who are coming to you each and every day. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now we'll go to any public comment limited to agenda topics and 5 minutes per person. If there's anyone here to speak, please let us know. If not, we will continue on. Thank you very much. Opening of sealed bids for Johnson County Park pickleball, basketball, and tennis courts project.
Okay. First bid we have is from All Star Paving, Inc. The bid for All Star Paving, Inc. is $308,000 even, so 308,000. The alternate number one for seal coating the existing parking lot is $11,000 even. And the alternate number two for 4 shade structures is $55,000. The second bid we have is from Robertson Paving, Inc. For Robertson Paving, Inc., we have the base bid lump sum of $534,500, 534,500. The alternate number one for seal coating the existing parking lot is for $22,000 even. And the alternate number two for 4 shade structures is $77,000. The last bid we have is from White Oak Commercial Group. For White Oak Commercial Group, we have the base bid lump sum of $176,205.00, 176,205.00. The alternate number one for seal coating the existing parking lot is for $24,712.00, 24712.00. And alternate number two for 4 shade structures is for $70,571.00. So 70571.00. And that's the last of the bids we have on that project.
I'd make a recommendation, turn those over to Mr. Wes Harrison, come back at our next meeting and let us know what you come up with.
Second.
I have a motion, a second, and under further discussion, Wes, would you please make sure you get with me on that prior to bringing that back forward? I appreciate it. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a range.
That time of life. Opening of sealed bids for 2026 mill and overlay project.
The first bid we have is from Reith Riley Construction Company. The bid for Reith Riley Construction Company is for $1,551,980.30. 1551980.30. The second bid we have is from Milestone Contractors in Columbus. For Milestone Contractors LP in Columbus, it is for $1,314,904.00. 1314904.00. Next bid we have is from E and B Paving in Fishers. From E and B Paving LLC, $1,435,700.00. 1435700.00. The next bid is from All Star Paving Inc. From All Star Paving Inc., the bid is $1,512,432.21. 1512432.21. The next bid is from Calumet in Whitestown, Indiana. From Calumet, the bid is $1,184,000.00. 1184000.00. And the last bid we received is from Howard Companies. For Howard and Company, Howard Asphalt LLC, doing business as Howard Companies, $1,221,640.07. 1221640.07.
I'd make a motion to turn them over to Luke and Daniel and come back at our next meeting with recommendation, please.
Second.
Have a motion and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Thank you to all those who bid on those projects. Johnson County Public Library.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Just throw it out there. I don't like it
Thank you
anyway.
very much.
I'm Lisa Littner, Library Director for the Johnson County Public Library. Once a year, I go to the elected boards in our district and make a presentation about how things have been at the library. So this is the Johnson County Public Library. Next slide, please. So last year, we continue to have really strong readers in Johnson County. We circulated 1.3 million items, 923,000 of those items were physical books or DVDs that you find on our bookshelves, and 420,000 were items that were digitally downloaded That could be books. A lot of our audiobooks are being downloaded. Almost all of our audiobooks are being downloaded. Not many are getting checked out on CD anymore. And then lots of movies and TV series as well. Last year we had 387,000 visitors, and to kind of put that in perspective, that's if you went to a Colts stadium game to 6 packed stadiums. That's how many folks came to the library. Last year, we issued 11,000 new cards, and several thousand of those were students at the different school systems in our district. We provide them with a digital card so they have access to materials using their digital access. And in our county, we have 55,000, almost 56,000 folks who use their cards on a regular basis. Next slide. We're continue to be really proud of our programs at JCPL. Even though our library is the 10th largest library district in the state, we rank the 3rd for attendance at library programs. So there's Indianapolis Public Library, Allen County, which is Fort Wayne, and then Johnson County Public Library. We had 3,400 programs and outreach events and almost 78,000 folks coming to those programs. And our summer reading program continues to be very strong. Last year, we read 5.1 million minutes as a community together with over 6,000 people participating. Summer reading is really important to keep kids reading and maintaining their skills during the summer hour or out of school time during the summer. Next slide. So every year we update our strategic plan. We have a rolling 5-year plan, and these are some of the new goals that we have had, and several we've reached already and added new with input from our board of trustees. We're launching a library collection for world languages, and we're evaluating our collection to make sure it's meeting the needs of our community. And we're also really looking to reach all of the new residents. There's so many new housing projects and apartments building in Johnson County. We want to make sure all the people moving into Johnson County know about our resources. Next slide. Our next kind of pillar is creating connection and engagement. We are really expanding our services to seniors in Johnson County. We have a new series called SPA for Senior Pathways, and it's a wonderful program for retired folks to be engaged, connect socially with folks. And we provide lots of online, in-person, and materials through that program. And we're also expanding our teen volunteer program. A lot of schools need volunteer projects for their students, and we are partnering with many of the schools in our library district to meet that need for their graduation. Next slide. Our last pillar is all about programming and things like that. This year, we're super pumped about America's 250th. We are planning dozens and dozens of programs to celebrate America's anniversary. And we also are going to be raising more library awareness in the community. Next slide. Here's just a few photos that support some of the programs that we did. We got a large grant from Early Learning Indiana, and we are providing resources for preschool children by partnering through Windrose Health Network. We do lots of literacy programs to encourage children to read. And we also connect with our community partners. We have lots of fantastic partners, businesses, nonprofits that we partner with to provide resources to Johnson County residents as well. Last couple of years, like other local government units, we've had some state legislation that's affecting our funding. Here are a few of the different bills and that have become law that affect JCPL and the other public library districts in Johnson County. So SEA 1 reduced some of our property tax income, and it created a new way that we're going to be receiving our local income tax, which is 40% of our budget. We'll need to be petitioning the county council for that in the future. It was in 2028, but HEA 1210 has moved that date to 2029. So we'll be petitioning the county council in 28 for our funding in 29. And then Edinburgh Public Library as well as Greenwood Public Library will be doing that together, petitioning the council for that local income tax. That middle newly enacted law 1406 reduces the amount of money public libraries can grow through the annual growth quotient. We have to accept 49% or less of the growth quotient or be subject to binding review. And then if libraries, we've never been in this situation, I doubt we ever would be, but if a public library fails to file their budget correctly, they would be forced to have 49% of their budget approved by the state, where all the other government units, it's 80%. So that was new this year also. That begins July 1st. Next slide. So our facilities updates, we updated our 20-year scheduled maintenance plan, something we do every few years to make sure that our buildings and our vehicles are running properly. We did have to replace a courier van last year. We paused our project to improve the White River Branch back in May last year because we were uncertain of what SCA 1 was going to do. I think we're more certain now what SCA 1 is going to be doing. And we are going to explore a restart of that White River Branch project, which is to completely renovate and expand it slightly on the property where it currently exists. So that's something I'll be working with our team on and with the county council for approval and with our library district as well. Going back to the America's 250th, we have fantastic programs planned. Some of them are in your guide. A new guide will be coming out with some of these programs. We have a film series. There'll be 4 films shown at the Art Craft, paid for by donation dollars, as well as a concert series that we're going to partner with the Trafalgar Amphitheater, and that'll begin this summer as well. The first concert is a program having children write patriotic songs, and they're actually going to perform. The performer will perform the song that the children write at the amphitheater, and then we'll have like some bluegrass and some other patriotic music played. We'll have Voices from the Past, which are storytellers of American history. We're partnering with the city of Franklin on a program called The Longest Table, which will bring over 300 residents from all over the county together for a meal. We'll share a meal at the Franklin Amphitheater, and we'll discuss, what it is to be an American citizen. So it's a way to get to know neighbors from all over the county. And then we're planning a large military day at the Johnson County Armory on November 7th. I'm so excited about that. That's starting to come together. We have a best-selling author who will be there, and the folks who are able to go to that will get a free book, thanks to donations to the Library Foundation. And we'll also have a Huey helicopter, and we're going to have Touch-A-Tank, and we're going to have tons of activities for folks of all ages, and also resources for veterans. And that's my presentation for 2025 and giving you a peek at what's happening in 2026 at the library. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Well, I'm not as frequent a user as I used to be, but I was still frequent your Whiteland branch on occasion. And I just wanted to point out how it seems like the library is always doing something that's thought-provoking. So I'm reading number 1 here on your welcome library users, and at the letter E at the end, it says accessible services and programs for neurodiverse users. So I had to look up that word. That was a new word for me, but interesting. Just means that people with multiple thoughts or ideas, but anyway, I'm really appreciative of the library and what you guys are doing, the programs you run. Just curious, on the Longest Table, how do you know you're going to get 300 people, not more?
Well, it'll be a sign up. I'm glad you asked. So we have we're going to be looking for 40 table captains. So they'll kind of lead the discussion at every table of 8. We'll have 40 tables, and then we'll do a sign up where we assign. It'll be for adults only because we don't want children separated from their families. But you're going to be assigned to a table, probably people you don't know, and the table captain will lead that discussion regarding, what it is to be an American.
Good. Well, thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, you're so welcome. And the neurodiverse, just to kind of flesh that out a little bit, we got a very large grant to help make our experiences for our patrons with autism a better experience. And so that's kind of the new term they're using for autism and other folks that just like you say,
Good to know.
think differently maybe than yourself. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Routine matters consent agenda by a single motion, the commissioners approve the following items. Approval of annual agreements, auditor and iHeart service agreement for year 25-26. Ratification of letter of support for 2027 Indiana Department of Corrections Adult Community Corrections Grant, ratification of applied engineering services proposal for court services. Execution of Health First Indiana agreement on behalf of Johnson County Health Department, ordinance 2026-J-1, amending and superseding Johnson County Code 22-4-1. Also included in that minutes for the regular meeting 3/23/2026 and 3/23/2026 executive session.
I'll move to approve, sir.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Public Safety Communications, approval of WSI Technologies Master Service Agreements.
Keith Brandt, 911 Director. So this is for our IP logger, that does all of our audio recordings. We've been going year to year with them, and we actually have an opportunity that there's an upgrade that has to be done for it to continue to work, an upgrade that's going to be done with our Motorola radio consoles. For that to continue to work, we've got to upgrade this system. The amount that we're paying here annually is the amount we've been paying. So they're going to give us, we signed a 5-year agreement with them, then we're locked in at that rate for the next 5 years, and all the upgrades and everything we need for it to continue to work are all just a part of this agreement. So essentially, we're continue to pay what we're paying and get the upgrades we need at no cost to us.
How long are the recordings mandatorily have to be kept?
Well, we guarantee a year. We can get up to we're getting 3 or 4 years out of the recording, so we're well within that
Okay,
time frame. So
all right. I'm gonna move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Next one, sir.
next one. So this week is National Public Safety Telecommunicator Week. So we had to have the proclamation here that we do every year.
I'm trying to find that in my packet right now, which is many, many pages. Have you got a copy of that
I do.
that I could read from, or you would like to read from?
I can read it if you'd like.
Go right ahead,
All right.
sir. You're probably better at it than I am anyway.
Whereas emergencies can occur at any time that require police, fire, or emergency medical services. And whereas any emergency occurs, when an emergency occurs, the prompt response of police officers, firefighters, and paramedics is critical to the protection of life and preservation of property. And whereas the safety of our police officers and firefighters is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who telephone the Johnson County Public Safety Communications Center. And whereas professional public safety telecommunicators is a vital link between citizens and victims and are the first and most critical contact our citizens have with emergency services. And whereas public safety telecommunicators in Johnson County have contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients. And now therefore it's proclaimed by the Johnson County Board of Commissioners of the County of Johnson, it's kind of weird, State of Indiana, the week of April 12th through April 18th, 2026, to be Johnson County Public Safety Telecommunicator Week in honor of the men and women whose diligence and professionalism keep our county and citizens safe.
So moved.
Second. Thank you, Heath.
I have a motion and a second. Yes, thank you for reading that, sir. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
And just a little note on that, please convey my thank you to all those people that are serving out there.
Will.
As you said, it's first contact, and our jobs as commissioners is to protect and serve the public. That's what we do. And the initial extent of that is through the 911 center as they take those vital calls that go out to help protect and serve our community. We also want to thank the sheriff's office and our fire departments and EMS services all over the county for what they do. Again, we are the standard to which all others are compared. And that's what I love about this county, but thank you.
Thank you.
Planning and zoning, Patriot Engineering Environmental Inc., Eagle Springs.
Michelle Hanser, Director of Planning and Zoning. Before you is addendum to our inspection and testing agreement that we have with Patriot for the Eagle Springs subdivision. It is referring to section 1. It is to add on soil studies for unsuitable soils.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed? Motion
Thank you.
carries. Thank you. Veterans Affairs update on Indiana Veteran Property Tax Reform 2026.
Hello, Megan Brown, Director of Veterans Affairs. And I'm here to just update from the state, the Indiana Veteran Property Tax Reform for 2026. In the past, it was a deduction for disabled veterans for every county. However, with this new reform, they're taking the deductions away and implementing credits instead. All of that means is every veteran in Johnson County, and roughly, I believe there's 12,000 veterans in Johnson County, have to refile for this. The state form has not been released yet. They're saying July 1st. We're working with the auditors. I've talked to the attorneys. I've talked to Bart Davis, just about getting the word out. Just trying to reach every veteran that is in Johnson County so they don't miss out on this. There is no grandfather clause, so no benefits carry over for the next year. It's still pretty brand new, don't know much about it. The state, I've asked, they are still trying to figure everything out as well. All I know is every veteran has to refile.
Have they explained what the reasoning is for why this has to carry on this way?
They're saying it's supposed to be more beneficial for veterans. I know for 100% disabled veterans, it's 0% property tax. And I did submit the Indiana property tax reform. If you guys need it, I can also send copies as well, or I can give you this one. But I don't know why they changed it.
I was gonna say, couldn't that be an added addendum onto maybe the paperwork they've already processed and done?
I did
Okay.
ask that. So the director for Indiana Veterans Affairs, his name is Jake Adams. He said no, everyone has to refile.
We're working on putting it on our website too, like once we have the information so that veterans can see the form and see what they're supposed to do. There's going to be directions on how to, because they have to come to get certified, right? That's a different step as well.
Correct. They have to make an appointment with our office. We have to certify their address. We have to certify their rating and then check which box they're available for credit wise. We sign it, we stamp it with the county seal, and then they take it to the auditor's office to get it filed.
You know,
Is there a way that we can get a letter out to all of them, all of them deductions now?
So I had asked previously, as soon as this came out, I had asked the auditors if there was a way to kind of put a slip in when they mail out property taxes. And they came back and said, well, there's already 3 slips in there. They don't really want to put any more slips in.
Well, that was for the treasurer's office. Yeah. But I'm wondering, can we send out a letter? Could we do that? Make a list of all the ones that we have now.
I would assume the list is computer generated as far as addresses and all that, correct?
Yes.
Sure, we could get that.
We could.
tomorrow.
We could try that.
Yeah.
And I brainstormed, I was gonna ask if we could go to the American Legion, the DAVs. I was gonna get with you with the libraries to see if we can get it posted just locally. There are a lot of older residents who don't have social media, so they will be more difficult to reach. And if all else fails, we'll go through our records and call every veteran that we have to let them know.
We're willing to help whatever we can do.
I appreciate
We
that.
are,
Thank you.
and it's a shame that they have to go through this process, you know. Here I go again. I have to say, and the state just continues to disappoint me in a lot of ways, not as well as our federal government, but we have all these people that are on disability, Medicaid, that probably are on there either unjustly or things have changed. We
Mhm.
never ask anyone from that area to resubmit information to make sure they're still following the process, but we punish our veterans.
I agree.
This is sad. It's sad that that's where we've come to in this country today. I just apologize to all our veterans, and I hope they take that seriously. I truly appreciate their service, what they've done, and I apologize for this.
I appreciate it.
It's a bunch of malarkey, but thank you.
You're welcome.
So just alone, you have to process 4,000 applications before July?
No, the state form, they're saying should be available July 1st.
Should be.
Should be. Mhm.
So when's the due date it's supposed to be completed?
So for it to be effective for 2027 tax purposes, they're saying between July 1st and December 31st, it has to be filed.
Okay, so they have 6 months basically to file it.
Yes, sir. And with the two of us in our office, we already have 6 appointments. We're adding 16 more appointments between the two of us to try to get everyone in to get it filed.
And a lot of these veterans are older. They don't have the access or the ability or the, I guess, convenience of being able to do things online today.
Absolutely.
And it's absolutely absurd. I guess I just need to shut up, but thank you.
You're very welcome.
If we can over one of our employees from the auditor's office to your office, so that way the veterans don't have to make two. People do that as well.
I appreciate that.
Do.
Thank you so much. And as soon as I can find out more information when they release it, I will definitely let you guys know as well.
Thank you.
Megan, I talked to Dave at the Greenwood VFW, and you and Scott are gonna do a presentation for them, right?
Correct. We go the last Friday of every month, we go to the American Legion in Greenwood.
But specifically on this property tax issue.
I didn't know he said that. We definitely can, but that has not been communicated to me, but we can.
Well, that's what David over there, Everside said.
Dave
At
Everett.
least, yeah, I think he was under the impression you were gonna be able to give him some information.
So this is the only thing that the state has sent out, and I did give a copy of this to Dave to get posted as well.
Yeah,
At
I
his
printed
agenda.
out the bill. Tiffany emailed me the bill and I printed it out and gave it to David when I was over there. So I think working it through the American Legions and the VFWs is a great way to access these people who are eligible for the tax benefits. They've got a good network. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for what you're doing. Yes.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, Raphael.
Raphael will take this one up.
That was brought up by Barb. She asked me if I could reach out, so I talked to the state, our district officer, and he said, "Oh, not yet." I don't know if they're trying to be the ones to spread the word. However, they're not doing a good job at it, so.
Yeah, anybody can make a call, Raphael. Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Good idea. Yeah. Recorders under letter D has been stricken. The request to attend the Fiddler Education Symposium, it will come back on later, I'm sure. Highway final acceptance of NDOT form IC 6.-639 for Bridge 605 and several other things. Too many to mention.
Good morning, Daniel. Daniel Johnson, Highway Engineer. Yes, our first item is the final acceptance of Bridge 605. This is the final documentation for that project.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
Next is requesting your approval and execution of a design contract amendment for the 144 in Morgantown Roundabout. This is to cover project management efforts related to the partial mortgage release.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
Third is requesting your approval and execution of a preliminary engineering agreement between the county and Louisville and Indianapolis Railroad Company for the Bridge 602 project on Smith Valley.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And our last item is requesting your ratification of Amendment 1 for the NDOT LPA agreement for our current countywide bridge inspection program. This is a follow-up to what you had previously approved between the county and our consultant at your March 23rd meeting.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel, Luke. And again, want to thank you all. We had a great meeting and a layout of the projects that we have coming up. We're going to have a busy 2 years, probably, maybe 3. But thank you for all you do in putting that together and the hard work that you're putting in. I appreciate it greatly. Board of Commissioners, acceptance of quote and award of contract pursuant to IC 36-1-12-5 for courthouse rotunda painting project.
Let them notes.
If you got them.
I got it. You want me to do it?
Please,
Okay.
because if not, I have to go through my whole packet.
We have 3 quotes for this project. The first was from Advanced Restoration. The amount of that quote for everything was $50,000, which included scaffolding. The quote number 2 is for My Guy Services, which was $36,695 for paint only. So there was a separate quote for scaffolding. And then the third quote was from BHI for $40,000 for paint only, and then a separate scaffolding. So the only one that included both was Advanced Restoration.
This is something that's been a maintenance item that's been needed to be done over there for several years now. It also includes cleaning all the windows, fixing a couple areas up there that need to be fixed as far as the sealers on the seals on the windows up there. We've got one hanging down. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, but me and Jason, but anyway, it's up there and was hanging down. But anyway, it's something that would be a real nice do over in the courthouse as we continue to maintain that in the way that it should be maintained.
So
Advanced, yeah, that was the only one that included
Jeffrey
scaffolding.
and everything came with second quote.
Yep.
I would move with Advance, getting this contract for, that was $50,000.
Yep.
Yep.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries.
One question I do have, is that during regular working hours or is that after hours?
Yeah. It's,
They told me when they built the scaffolding, overhead protection.
Yeah.
It will be during.
Okay. All right.
we haven't got that scheduled date yet, do we, Jason? But
Okay.
we'll make sure when we schedule that, it's probably at a lighter time, not voting. Yeah, don't want to run anybody off. But anyway, appreciate it. Acceptance of the Johnson County Redevelopment Commission 2025 annual report.
Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Appointment of board member to the Johnson County Community Corrections Advisory Board, Mental Health Administrator Board seat.
The mental health, I would just say the one, Spencer Metcalf. Looked like he qualified with his credentials. It's the only one I see.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's the only one you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if met the qualification, I guess mental administrator works.
My wife would be available for that since she has to take care of me.
Yeah, this is I looked up Spark Recovery. I think it's like a drug rehabilitation kind of
So it
center.
meets the
So,
spec.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Second. Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Appointment of board member to the Johnson County Community Corrections Advisory Board layperson board seat that expired, both of those expired at the end of this year. They were replacements for retirements or whatever.
I'm gonna throw one out there. I'm gonna throw Amy Davidson out there. See if I get.
Is it gonna stick? It's up to you, Ron.
Uh-huh.
Is it gonna stick? It's up to you.
I'm,
The only one I know on there personally is Jim Dunn.
and
Yeah.
like I said, we're up for discussion. I'm just,
They go with whatever you guys want to do.
I don't know any of them really, so unless we would want to interview,
Yeah,
If
you
you-
want to go with Amy?
it's totally up to you two.
get going.
It's totally up to you two.
I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second for Amy Davidson, correct?
Okay.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Claims. Now you gotta do this one.
There you go, Ron. You guys, you know,
My favorite time of the day. I have one on the corner. I got a copy of the invoice from the auditor's department. It's $620.60. Was under wearing apparel, and it's for a company called Symbol Arts, but I've no description on what they actually did. So I'll try to.
sheriff was in there.
Huh?
Their badges.
Badges? How many?
They didn't say.
Don't need no stinking badges.
Huh?
Don't need no stinking badges.
We'll look into that one, I guess, a little deeper. I was hoping the Parks would be here Kevin's back there, I see him now. Kevin, looks like Princess Lake hasn't changed that sewer rate on that one bill. I looked at $926.89. It's still 2/3 of it for a sewer charge, so. I don't know when they're gonna make that change. I thought you had that worked out with them, but yeah.
You,
The probation. Supplemental adult. They had a bill for $3,746.69 for global language, and this is for interpreters. And the machine ran out of paper, so I didn't get a chance to print off all of the invoicing, but one of the things I noticed in there was, as an example, they needed a sign language interpreter on a particular day. And that amounted to, and we're paying mileage for these people and travel time. So it amounted to like $300 some. And then they had another interpreter at the same time, a different one. And I noticed that 2 or 3 times on this invoicing that I saw, so. And I'm always bringing up the fact that we're spending an awful lot of money every month. Between the courts and now probation. In fact, Mayor, this is the first time I noticed one for probation for interpreters, but. I just think going forward is something we need to look at. It could be cost savings to the county. I know I questioned before the ability to use language interpretation via the internet. I know that doesn't appease the courts and what they're trying to do, but probation might. I'm not so sure how that works over there, but I'm gonna look through through these invoices again. There's a couple discrepancies in there. I noticed one, travel time, mileage, things of that nature, but anyway, I'll go ahead and move to approve, but I'm gonna continue to look at these.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. New and old business, tabled at 3-9 meeting, Public Safety Communications request to attend 2026 Indiana 911 Directors Summit, April 28th and 29th in Noblesville, Indiana.
I think, I know Heath, you've gone there several times. It seemed like we questioned staying all night in a hotel up there, just being Noblesville, but you want to explain why?
Yeah, so last year I brought it to you guys and, cause it's right inside of that, it's 48 miles as opposed to the 50, and I, came to you guys with that information last year and you said it was close enough and approved it, but so that was, cause it's gone from a 1-day summit to a 2-day summit with something in the evening of that first night, so. I mean,
Well, I know getting to Noblesville early in the morning is a nightmare anyway, so.
that's the other part of it, yes.
So in retrospect to that, I'll go ahead and move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Thanks, Heath.
Motion
Thank
carries. Steve. Thank you. As a guy that's been having to drive downtown now for the last couple of years to deal with the state. We have a traffic problem in Greenwood up north through North Noblesville, Westfield. It's terrible. So I kind of get some of these things and some of the requests to
Yeah.
not have to go through that, especially at the times they start. I tell people back in the day when I was driving downtown Indianapolis for my business, I'd leave at 4:30 in the morning just to avoid the traffic back in that day. It's just gotten even more ridiculous now especially during what we call rush hour which now seems to be from like 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock. For those that are actually still going to work.
Construction.
Yeah, and then the rest of them are going to lunch from 11 to 1 that aren't going to work. So then you got all that traffic in Greenwood during that. Never mind. Anyway, Animal Shelter request to attend the 2026 Prairie States Animal Welfare Conference, June 1st, June 2nd in Bloomington, Illinois. I don't think anyone's here.
They presented.
Yeah. With all the other things that we approve, I see no issue with this.
And they're using a personal vehicle, right?
Using personal vehicles on that one? No.
I believe so.
Yeah, on this one, yeah, because it was the other one too. Yeah, yes, personal vehicles on this one. So, and we have all the paperwork on that in place. So
Move to approve.
With personal vehicles?
Yep.
Okay, second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Anything else? All hearts and minds free and clear?
I just want to say one thing. I hope everybody got to experience the Artemis II landing and the accomplishments of mankind. That was phenomenal to watch, to be able to slingshot around the moon with people. 50 years since they last attempted this. I just thought it was really historical for the US to be able to do that. So we'll just see where it takes us from here.
Yeah, well, maybe one of the most positive aspects of it was they dispelled the conspiracy theory on the moon landing, and they were able to take pictures of what was left there.
You know, it's already started again though.
Footprints.
It's already started again.
And I will move for adjournment.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We're adjourned. Thank you very much.